Hello everybody, Geraldine Rose here. It's a galaxy alternative effect on flower die cuts today. This card was for both the 30 Days of Crafting Challenge and the Tuesday Alta New Life Challenge. This time we had to use a watercolor background and turn it into flowers. I was working on 2 cards at once that day. Both of them are on Canson XL watercolor paper. I've got both of them taped down to my Make art mat. I have found that works okay for me actually. They're not on there long enough to not dry properly. I've soaked both those panels. I've gone in with some of the 36 pan watercolors set. Then I was using the brush markers to give it a little speckly. Then I came in with 5 of the Nouveau shimmer powders over top. I'm tapping each of those in the sections where I've laid down their color. So I had greens, reds, oranges, and yellows through there. Because the panels are still quite wet, I'm not worried about the powder flying up too much everywhere. It's going to start activating already, and when I bring in those Ranger Distress Spritz Sprays next to really activate it, it's just going to accentuate the shimmer and give it an additional layer on top. For the challenge, it was encouraged that we have a bit of a galaxy effect, and even though my panels are semi-wet still, I'm going to attempt that by using some picket fence spray tapped on, and the same with some Hero Arts shimmer mist on top. It's kind of spreading out and dispersing through there, but I still thought it had a neat effect because galaxies farther away do look a little bit fuzzed out too, right? 2 points to remember. Number 1, jewels not tools, folks. Save your nails and use something pointy to grab up the edge of any tape. And number 2, bring your tape back at an angle as you're bringing it off the paper so it doesn't tear it. You know how earlier I had said that we had some galaxies and some stars farther back that were a little more fuzzed out in the distance? To do the ones up front, I brought in the Echo Park Fun Flurry stencil. Also brought out the solar paste and my Alta New embossing paste. I'm putting that over top because this will dry harder with the little specks right in the forefront for the stars. Because it's pretty obvious that I just don't have enough texture on there yet, we're going to bring another layer of that in by doing some ink smooshing. So push whatever ink you're using in, as long as it's a water reactive one. Spritz it with a little water. I use one of the cellophanes to control better on where it's going. This second one that I'm using is the Ranger Mica spray. I've just sprayed that down and I'm just dabbing in it, the old way of doing the ink smooshing. With all that prep work behind us, it's time to grab out whatever flower die cut you're using. Mine was the Primrose Blossom one. I placed them down on the areas that I thought had dried the best and had the most color contrast. We're poking them all out, getting ready to arrange them the way that the layering guide is really good reference on the back of the Alta New packages, by the way, guys. Gluing each of the layers down on those. When I was picking out the spots to place the dies down, I tried doing it so that the lighter colors were in the background and then they got darker as you came to the upper levels of how the die cuts get fit together. I didn't film these portions. I did also have some green cardstock that I cut the leaves out of as well. I grabbed out some rice paper for a secondary layer. I used one of my Nested Arches die cuts and also a Swiss Dots embossing folder. You can see it sitting over on the left-hand side there. While the big shot was out, I also die cut out the Hello Sentiment from some of the leftover ink smooshed paper there and did a couple of white layers for the behind. I chopped off the top of the L's because I thought that I would be tucking it up over top of that blossom. That way, hopefully everything ends up on as close to the same level as possible without me having to snip apart little foam squares because that Hello Sentiment, it's lovely. It's very delicately intricate, very fine though, and I don't think I would have been able to chop down foam squares for it. With all those layers of the Hello Sentiment glued together and an acrylic block sitting on top, getting them all to squash down and adhere to each other, I'm going to jump over to the inside of the card. I can't say this. Tranquille greetings. It's like Benedict Cumberbatch trying to say penguin. Penguin. I think it's because I used to work in a place called Tranquille Meadows. That's the sentiments that I'm using for the inside of the card. Set down the first color, brought the second color in. You can see I used my brush to ombre it out. On the back, we are putting one of my custom stamps from Scrap and Stamp. I don't think they do them anymore, but there is a place in the US you can get some. Well, we're coming into the home stretches. The flowers I've got set down, the last one that's going there, it's got a little bit of foam on the back so that it brings it up above the other ones. There's the hello going down. The embellishments I kept super simple with just one triad of the enamel dots. And for the last, I masked off the flowers and very lightly from a distance spritzed a little bit more shimmer onto the panel. So there we have it, the finished card. So it's got the shimmery goodness in the middle and the ink smushed sentiment with the rice paper with all the texture and just a couple of lovely little enamel dots. It's going out to a lady in my card group. You all be that change you want to see in the world. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.